Surprise, motherfucker.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome to CardiffCityWorld and the Fleur Hour. A little bit different tonight. You're stuck with my ugly mug all on my own for the time being. Rob is settling the little ones down. So, yes, I'm all by myself at the moment. Before I start, I just want to say another big shout out. I don't think we've done it for a while to AJM, our sponsors. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. They do have an online shop and they also have a shop in Cymru. So please check them out. I'm going to try not to be negative this evening. I think I want to try and be as positive as I can be, if I'm completely honest. Obviously, terrible result for us on Tuesday night against Luton. 1-0 up, and then to lose the game 2-1, I think, just wasn't good enough. And I think anybody who was at the ground on Tuesday, not that there was that many, I think we were all under the same, impression and thoughts that obviously the performance as a collective wasn't good enough. So onwards and upwards we go. I know it's difficult, and we'll dive into some of the comments and things as we go on. And obviously Rob's going to join me a little bit later, so we'll have an input from him as well. But midweek games are always difficult. People with work commitments and family commitments and things. But I think, I've had time to digest Tuesday's performance, and, we're in a dogfight. Let's make no bones about that. It's something we've been used to over the last couple of years. I know, granted, Bullock come in last season and kind of steadied the ship and we finished mid-table, but we just seem to be going round and round in that circle, and it's just bonkers at the moment. Like I said, I'm not going to focus too much on the negatives. It was disappointing that, Luton wanted it more than what we did Tuesday night. Simple as that. They were first to headers, first and second balls. It was just so disappointing. And I think, I'll still back the manager. There's lots of people calling for him to go. Lots of people, he had full backing of the supporters there on Tuesday. They were singing Omar Reed's Barmy Army. Social media, as good as it can also be our downfall as well. There's so many toxic fans calling for him to walk and calling him all the names under the sun. And, I'll back him until told otherwise type of thing. And I really hope we can kind of turn the corner. But just, given current performances, it's difficult to see where those performances are going to come from. But we live in hope, and let's hope we can go to Wewood Park on Saturday and do a job on Blackburn. But I think the main thing I wanted to get across is that, we've got to be in it together. We just got to get and support. We've got to turn up in numbers to Cardiff City Stadium and try to be as positive as we can. And there we go. So I'll dive into the comments. Evening, Paul. How are you doing, buddy? Yeah, Rob's running a bit late. He's on side time this evening, so no doubt he'll join me very shortly. Graham, good evening, buddy. How's tricks? Jamie, good evening, pal. Graham says, I was wondering who Reza seemed mad at today. Sounded like he was angry at criticism. Tell that to the fans who went to Leeds, for example. Very strange. Yeah, I haven't seen any other press conferences today or anything, so I got that to catch up on. Been a bit of bonkers crazy one today with work, and then straight to football training with my boy. And then I've come home and the new boiler's not working now, so it's all going swimmingly well. But it is what it is. No one's died, so we carry on. Paul says, it's hard times, Matt. No game is a given. 3 point, you have to go out and earn it. Disappointed, as you say, Matt. Luton wanted it, but we need to change our mindset now. 100%, buddy. 100%. And yeah, it's just, we just need to create, I was talking to somebody in work today about the atmosphere, and I know Pompey's an old type of ground and is closer to the pitch, but it's just that atmosphere. When we played them a couple of weeks ago on a Tuesday night, their stadium was full, and you look around Cardiff City Stadium on Tuesday night, and there's so many empty seats. Just give the tickets away. Just get bums on seats. I think Luton must have come there Tuesday and thought it was a warm-up game because the atmosphere was poor. And there we go. But be interesting to see what everybody else's thoughts are now. Are we for Ritza? Are we against Ritza? So yeah, get your comments in. Before Rob joins us, I do want to mention about the Loovens night that's coming up on April the 25th down at Splott Cons in Cardiff. Glenn, obviously Sai is hosting the evening with Loovens. The tickets are still available. I don't think there are many left, mine. So if you are umming and ahhing about it, or you wait until payday, see if you can get your hand on the side of the settee and find some pound coins, because the tickets won't be available for long. But April the 25th at Splott Cons in Cardiff. Check out our social media pages for some information. There's an email on there. Jordan Barrett's good as gold. Get in touch with him and you can reserve your tickets that way. Or obviously you can get in touch with myself. There's a few members in our WhatsApp group who've already sorted their tickets and things. So yeah, it'll be a great night, and really looking forward to that one. Come April, won't be long, and it'll be here. So all good. So going back to Tuesday night then. Obviously, I'll have a little talk about it before Rob comes on. I wasn't too disappointed with the starting lineup, I don't think. Hovarth in goals, I believe it was. Perry and G, Goudas, Will Fish. I want to say O'Dowd, wasn't it? My memory is shocking. I thought Rambo run his guts off, if I'm honest. I know lots of people might think otherwise, but I just thought some of the changes he made second half. Obviously, Mansfield come on for... I think he's a great player. He's got great potential, and I don't think we'll have any chance of keeping him next season. Obviously, even more so if we go down. It's never going to happen. But, yeah, I think he's a great player. Lots of negative things for Ruben Colwell. And, yeah, I'm still... I still want to back every single player that's out there. I think there was a couple of decisions or times where he could have given the ball and perhaps kept hold of it. But, again... frustrating, and I suppose he's the type of player who wants to go out there and do something, and unfortunately it didn't come off. I think after we went 1-0 up and then Chambers hit the bar again, didn't he, with a volley. I think if that gone in, it was game over. But it just goes to show how vital it is that we went 1-0 up. Got to put teams to bed, as they say, and. We didn't do that. They took their goal extremely well to draw it level, and then bang, blinking Josh Bowler. I knew something would happen with him when he came on. Josh Bowler, I think he had a shot, did he, or crossed it in, and bang, 2-1. And yeah, just gutted, absolutely gutted for a Tuesday night. Fair play to the Luton fans that travelled down. Obviously, it's a bit of a trek from midweek. But Yeah, just got there's a few ex-Cardiff players in there in the Luton lineup, wasn't it? McGuinness, Josh Bowler. Who was the other one? Answers on a postcard. I'm sure there was another player on the bench. Memory's gone again. City position is inspiring teams around us. I'm guessing that's related to the results from last night. I think all the teams below us won last night, didn't they? So, it couldn't have gone any worse for us over the last 48 hours, which is, that's typical, isn't it? I think we've been lucky, very lucky over the season where results haven't gone our way. Or, we've had a bad result and other teams have had bad results as well. So it's, Alfie Doherty, that's the one. Good work, Dan, boy. I suppose, like I said, we've been lucky in the sense that when we've lost, other teams around us have lost as well. But it's coming to that point of the season now. Was it 9 games left, I think? We just can't afford to keep slipping up like we do. So, yes, there we go. I just want to come back to the comment Paul said about... I thought that run Mansverk went on was, wow, don't stop, son, keep going and banging it top corner. What a goal that would have been. It's gone now. Let's hope we can do it Saturday against Blackburn, Paul. Fingers crossed. Obviously, devastating news with Rambo. I think he is pretty devastated as well, by all accounts. Be surprised if we see him back in a Cardiff City shirt this season. And will we see him back in a Cardiff City shirt at all? I hope we do. I think he's out of contract now in the summer. Most people's thoughts on maybe him being as a bit of a player coach role next year. Be interesting to see what does materialise there with Rambo, but the career he's had and the experiences that he has had, I think we got to keep him in and around the building. I think his experience, to have him there to help develop our youngsters, and we got to keep him here. Richard Newell says, what's the point of changing at this time? Only a few games to go, so we must give it our best. Watch City since 1967. Seen it all, but we'll always love the City. 100%, Rich, and that's a great comment, buddy. I don't know how many of the fans that, go on social media slating the manager, the players, this, that, and the other, calling people all the names under the sun, are the ones that sit in the house and watch the games on their dodgy Fire Sticks. And, I'm not going to knock anyone because everybody's entitled to their opinion. And no doubt there'll be people in the chat, disagree with things I say. And, I take that with a pinch of salt. I really do. But like I mentioned earlier, I think we just, we need as many people behind the team, behind the manager as we can, just to try and get us over the line, because the next 9 games are massive. If we continue the run we're on and we end up going down to League One, it is going to absolutely destroy Cardiff City, in my opinion. I think, we go down to League One is catastrophic. It'll honestly, it'll ruin us, I believe. As Dan mentioned, Alfie Doherty, or Doherty, excuse the pronunciation. Good work, Dan, boy. Good evening, Reese. How are we doing, buddy? Brian Williams was excited and positive with the lineup. I think that was why I was so gutted with the performance. Most despondent I've been since SV Hamburg. Yeah, it was disappointing, Brian. You're right, buddy, and thanks for commenting. Reese says, player coach role would be good, coaching when he's not fit and playing the odd game when he is, maybe. Yeah, right. Let's be honest. He's not going to get back to the heights that he was, in his heyday when he was playing for us. I think we all know that, and we all think of that. But if you can get 15, 20 games out of an Alan Ramsey, which I know has been difficult over the last couple of seasons, because again he's been unlucky with injuries, and you're going to get that at his, at his age now, and he's had lots of injuries throughout his career, unfortunately, but he still has moments of magic. His passing, and I think his experience around the change room will be invaluable. So fingers crossed that he stays on in some capacity then. Jamie says, it seems most teams have worked out to step it up once changes are made, as we are never better for the changes we make, whether it's players or systems. So in the 60th minute, the opposition are cooking. Do you know what? When we went in at 0-0, I was, and the first half weren't great. I'll be honest. I thought, the game against Burnley, I think it was that the Tuesday before? I can't remember. Again, my memory's shot to pieces. But I know the last couple of games, second half performances, we've really tried to up it. And I know obviously the results haven't gone our way, but I was really hoping that, we scored that goal early second half as well. And, we just didn't kick on. And so many times this season, we've gone 1-0 up and then we've kind of sat back and invited pressure and bang, it doesn't end up going our way. And, it happened again on Tuesday. And, it was a massive kicking the ball, so to speak. Matt just talking on Ramsey. Fingers crossed it's not as bad as first thought, but also these injuries have played a massive part in this season. I think they have cost us a few more points, 100%, but we've had ridiculous amount of injuries. But I don't, that happens in this division, unfortunately. We're not the only team who've had injuries left, right, and centre. I think that's part and parcel of the championship. And perhaps we haven't managed that correctly, whether that's, personally managing players who've been injured and we've rushed them back too soon. I'm, maybe afraid to potentially play youngsters and we've rushed other players back in too soon. It's just, I think all teams have been in exactly the same boat. But it's, not that I focus too much on other teams because I couldn't give two toots, to be honest. But Ethan says the players just seem lethargic. Yeah, the frustrating thing for me there, Eth, is we're in a dogfight, and none of them looked on Tuesday as if they wanted to be out there fighting for every single ball. Do you know what I mean? In theory, those 11 players or whatever, 18, 19, 20 or whatever make the matchday squad, they're out there fighting for their careers as well, in my opinion, because some of them are out of contract in the summer. If we get relegated, the chances are 75%, if not more, of our squad will move on. It's, you'd think they'd be out there fighting. Well, it didn't happen, did it? But let's hope we go to Blackburn and win 3-0 Saturday, sorry. We're going to do it. Graham says, biggest problem is the passing and corners are diabolical. Mate, I 100% agree with you. How many times did we take short corners on Tuesday and we ended up passing the ball straight to them and they're counter-attacking? I don't know what the thinking was behind that. I think defensively, obviously, they had McGuinness and they had a bit more height than us, perhaps in the box. But get the ball in the box. You've done the hard work to get to win a corner. Get the ball in the box. But and if we're not taking short corners, we're struggling to beat the first man at corners. Basics. I think basics have been poor for quite a while. Touches and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I'm not trying to be too negative. Stop it, Matthew. My buddy's in the background, so we'll welcome Rob the Knob now in a minute. Biggest problem is the passing and corners. Yeah, we just mentioned that. Post interviews, the difference between the manager's posture and vocabulary were night and day. Right, I know you've all been waiting for this moment. Yuri, Mr. Rob Boyle, how are we, sir?
Hello, mate. Took ages. It was spamming like shit then trying to get in. You okay?
Yeah, I just didn't want to let you in, but I was keeping the people all to myself.
No, I'm all right, mate. How's things with you? You all good?
I'm not talking about my problems, because my problems, I'm up to you tonight.
I know.
But I'm still breathing. I'm above ground, but so at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
That's what's most important, mate. You're absolutely right. And,
yes.
But, it's too easy to sweat the small stuff, whether it be life stuff or football, unfortunately. It's interesting. How's it been going?
It's been all right, but it's been all right. The first 20 minutes I've been rambling and probably talking shit and boring the hell out of people, but it is what it is. I'm trying to keep the wheels turning, buddy. Keep it ticking over, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, never fear. Big Rob Ball is near. You're all welcome. I'm here. No, I'm guessing you've spoken a bit about that night a couple of days ago. What's the general feedback been? Everyone's
just disappointment, I think. And, we talked a little bit about the negative posts on social media and things. And just the fact now that we've got to try and get as many people behind the team and the manager whilst he's still there. And I hope he stays there. I'll still back him until, we're told otherwise and he's left the club. And, I want him to succeed. I want the players to succeed. But,
yeah.
A lot of people, I can't remember who it was, and excuse me, you all know my memory is shocking, but somebody said about the players look lethargic. I just don't think lethargic. I just don't. Luton wanted it more than our boys did. They were first to headers, second balls, and that. And like I said, we're in a dogfight, and I don't think we showed enough spunk and enough fight to warrant where we are. Do you know what I mean? They're all fighting for their careers for me, because if we get relegated to League One, I was just saying before you come on, 75% of that squad will be gone.
Yeah, I think that's 100% fair to say. And what I'd love to know is, well, I think I probably do know, in fairness, those, like, take Luton, for example, how many in that squad have been there and done it, whether it be fighting relegation, fighting promotion, etc. Obviously, fighting relegation being the most important one right now. How many in that squad do you think has been through that compared to this Cardiff team?
I don't know. Obviously, I'm not sure how many players they got left in their squad from obviously the Premier League last season, but I'm not.
I think it's a big chunk of it, mate. I think it's a big chunk of it, and like, I'm saying, unfortunately, as some of you may know, I guess I couldn't watch the whole game, but from what I've seen, like, Luton are terrible. They're a poor team, and they deserve to be down there, which is mad because I don't think anyone would disagree with the fact that coming down from the Premiership, you would not, all right, maybe not challenging for playoffs, but you'd expect them to be, mid-table, whatever.
Mid-table, yeah.
They're not a Burnley. They haven't got the power of Burnley and things like that. Will come down, but you wouldn't put them as a bottom of the table team.
No, and they're the second highest payers wages wise in the league.
Yeah.
So obviously they're still getting parachute payments from being in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Obviously they paid silly money for Mark McGuinness. I thought it was silly money, 10 million. I was disappointed to see him go, but for £10 million, it was good business sense in our perspective. But I think I'd rather still have him in our squad the way our defence is at the moment. Yeah,
and that's an interesting comment from Jamie. Where's he gone? They have "we are going to be okay" mentality to their own feelings towards their own abilities. It's always better to chase than hover comfortably. Yeah, 100%. And that's a really, really good point. Their backs against the wall. Their backs against the wall at the end of the day, as is, look at Derby. They won, didn't they, yesterday after? If I'm not mistaken, was it? Did Plymouth get a result? I think did Plymouth get a result as well? On Tuesday?
All the teams below us last night won.
Yeah, so it's the backs against the wall job, and this is where you should be counting on.
Do you think that's why I mentioned earlier as well before you come on about social media and how good it can be and how negative it can be? Do you think is as fans as well now? Obviously, we always think we're going to be all right. We'll get out of it. This, that, and the other. But do you think now is getting crunch time? It's closer. It's coming closer, and people are worried and panicked, and that's why you think it is like it is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. We've all been all right. I think myself massively in our chat and stuff like that over the last 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe. I've been like, oh, we're done. When we lose a game, we're done. We're shit. We're going down, wherever. But I think I say that, and I think a lot of fans say the same. For when deep down we're thinking, we're gonna be all right. We'll be sound like. Do you know what I mean? There's worse teams in the league than us. We'll be okay. We'll pick up points here at X, Y, and Z. These teams will drop points at A, B, and C, and we'll be sound. We'll be all right. Now, shit hits the fan, and it's like, damn, we are very, 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 very close to this. And I have not seen the fight and desire to go and stay up at the minute.
No,
and it's not the thing is, mate. It's not the kids' fault. I know it's not a huge amount in the first team, but it ain't the kids' fault in the slightest. If anything, if it wasn't for your Isaac Davis, your Kean Ashfords, Lawlers, etc. All those younger lads and the boys they brought in January. If it wasn't for those, we would be rock bottom of our championship right now. That's a fact of the matter, because your players, like, not to call them out as such, but maybe I am. But like your
don't hold anything back, but don't sit on the fence. Let them have it.
Yeah, no, but like your Callum O'Dowders, like your Alwicks, your Hovarths, your Gutas, your other players and stuff like that who are established championship footballers and beyond. They should be higher up in quality. Some of these players, they have down tools. Like, I don't care what anyone says, they have down tools. Some of these players have, and they are just there for the ride. And it's all well and good, right? And this is what pisses me off more than anything. And it still sticks with me now, mate, right? And maybe I'm taking a direct hit at him, and maybe it's not justified, but screw it, it's our show. Who cares? O'Dowda, right? He gives it all the big I am after the game, the Derby game, right? The Derby game, me and you went away to. He was the one who come over, give it the big I am and all this stuff, that and the other. But like, it's just all fart, no poo. Like, and I'm sorry for bringing my phrase back in, but it is like, you show a bit more then. Like, all right, you can't control all 10 of the players on that pitch, but you need to be busting more of a gut. I'm sorry. Gutas, like, and it pains me so much because I love that guy. And those of you who watch at the start of the season and things like that, all my predictions were see you and Dimmy to score, etc. Bit of tongue-in-cheek comment. But this guy, he's just a shadow of himself. I know he struggled for confidence the past season, but literally since CEO has gone, his head's gone. His head's gone for me, and it's not good enough. And then you got Perry and G, who, all right, I will say, in fairness, his game seems to have been, I don't know about yourself, mate, and others around, but his game seems to have been stepped up a little bit recently. He looks a bit more like the Perry and G of last season, etc. But where was he when we were in a dogfight? Do you know what I mean? Like when we could have avoided this 3 or 4 months ago. Where was he to be seen like? He is one of the most vocal players in that squad. He needs to be named accountable for this because he is part of that reason why we are in that shit show that we are right now. And this is why we, as a club, had to resort to having a central midfielder And bloody fair play to Rinamotor. He's done the dog's bollocks for us, mate, since he went to right back. And he's part of that reason why we are where we are, mate. As far as I can see, that's as far as I'm concerned. And
yeah, I think we was talking earlier about the amount of injuries we have, and we're not the only club in the Championship who've had injuries, and it's part and parcel of the Championship, and it happens playing week in, week Tuesday, Saturday type of thing. And it was something we was talking about in the sense that we have had a lot of injuries, and as a club, have we rushed players back too soon? They've picked up other injuries. We've been reluctant to play youngsters and bring other players back, which is obviously backfired because they've been out injured for longer type of thing. When you sit back and reflect on things like that, and it's easy for us to do. We are just fans wanting the best Cardiff team to be out on the pitch as possible. We don't see what goes on behind closed doors, right? But for me, I think there's a little bit of that have happened, I think, this year, whereby we've been reluctant to play the likes of Louis Giles, Dylan Lola, because we want more experienced players out on the park because they've done it previously.
Yeah, 100% agree, mate. And it's the experience, like I said, it's the experienced players who's let us down. And it's the fact of the matter. Like, if we do go down, it ain't because of the young lads, because, dear God, they've given everything every single time they put that shirt on. It's the experienced players who've been there and done it, 10 senior pro years under their belt, and they're the ones who's let us down. That's the fact of the matter. It is what it is.
Right, let's dive into some of these comments a second.
Yeah, that's a great shot from today. Bottom. I know
I will get to the comments. In all fairness to our team, we have enough player experience, but what worries me is a team we are not. We don't look like we play as in. We do not look like a team. We play as individuals.
Yeah.
Are you Tan out or Dalman and Chew out? I'd quite happily put 3 of them in the back of my car and take them for a ride.
But take them up the Bargain Mountain.
Graham says he's seen worse. Still be supporting City when we play Newport.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've seen worse. Sorry, Age, jump on, and I'm not as old as some people watching, but I'm not as young as well. My first ever game was Cardiff against Leyton Orient in Division 3, some 25 years ago, wherever it was. So,
use a comment from the manager. Then Paul have put in, my players and I and my staff are all one. So I think it's really important that everyone understands that. I'll always take full responsibility for my teams wherever I'm at.
Was that legit? Before you start going to another comment, mate, Reeston Evans, I know he's getting teabagged by some
Mexican and Filipino.
And they them in Mexico at the minute, in Spain at the minute, but that he messaged Risa and he replied, or was he just having a wind up?
Apparently so, mate. Apparently so. Him and Risa are best friends now. I think he must have asked Risa if he could go into the change rooms for. He wants his 10 minutes of fame, doesn't he?
Mate, he's just jumping on our coattails. That's why, mate.
He loves it. He loves it. Jamie says, if you're used to losing, you have a loser mentality also. I'm sure Risa has been relegated with another team. Don't think he's only been involved with under 23s and academies previously, haven't he? I'm sure.
I think he's right, mate. I think he was someone else he was in charge of. I'll let Google do the talking.
Maybe we are missing Kanga. Jonathan says NG started turning up to try and play for his move, I think, opposite of Callum Robinson. Yeah. Played for his contract and stopped since he got it.
It's a great shout, that.
I'm not necessarily agreeing with Callum Robinson played for his contract and saying he stopped since he got it.
No, but I mean,
I don't agree with that. But John, you're entitled to your opinion, buddy. We're all you. I'd rather be chasing teams rather than worrying about what's below. Matty was at the game. What did you think of Willock when he came on? I thought he did okay and looked like he could cause problems. I was quite surprised with some of the changes he made Tuesday. Like Cian Ashford was on the bench. He didn't feature at all. So I was disappointed with that, to be honest, because I think he's got so much ability going forward. And not only that, he's not afraid to track back and work hard as well. And I was disappointed not to see him on the pitch at all. So whether he's, nursing something, maybe, I'm not too sure.
And I'm sure you've talked about it already, mate, but Ruben on the wing is it's a no-go, mate. It's a no-go. When I seen the side on Tuesday, I was quite optimistic, if I'm completely honest with you. Yeah. But, there was Alex Robertson, for me, that was probably his worst game he's had in a Cardiff shirt, if I'm completely honest. I didn't think he didn't look at the races type of thing. Like you said, Ruben in the position he played probably wasn't in the position where he's most effective. Plenty of times he played balls through and things, and it didn't happen. And is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, and the thing is, right, I put in our chat, not sure if you noticed, because obviously you wouldn't have got much signal down there, but it could have worked as a 3 at the back and almost any good defensive, if need be, go 5 at the back with wing backs with like O'Dowda, Alves left and right, and then so you have Salek up top and Robertson and Ruben feeding off Salek's knockdowns and whatever, and then you got Ramsey and Chambers picking up, the midfield. And I think that might have worked personally. If you're going to do that team, you got the width of Chambers, width of O'Dowda and Alves on the wide, and I think that's quite an attacking team then. But by all accounts, then it looks like he'd obviously gone for the traditional 4-4-2. And then Ruben obviously on the left, and maybe a bit more of a free roam than just the left midfield. But it don't work. It don't work.
No.
Me. And I agree, mate, with Robertson. He's not looked the same since he's been body and well. For me, mate. So again, goes back to your earlier point. Was he rushed back too soon just to get minutes? And I'm sure we'll talk about rushing back too soon, etc. in a second with Ramsey, if you haven't spoken about him already yet. But
I did mention earlier, but we'll come on to that now.
Yeah.
David Turnbull, and I'm sure that should be roles are available for Saturday. Roles back at this stage could be huge. If anything, for his set piece, really, because our corners on Tuesday were diabolical, weren't they?
Mate, and I tell you what, I'm sure his family doesn't watch it anyway, the show. But you see one of our boys who plays for under 10s, Morgan, right? He's got a much better freaking corner than half these boys at Cardiff got. Like the pace and speed and the accuracy, he smashes that ball in real. It's a striker's dream, his crosses. So big up Morgan Thomas. I'm a flower.
This is an interesting one, right? And this obviously we've got a lot of players out of contract. I can't see him talking or renewing any more contracts now until we know where we're going to be next season. Who's going to want to agree? I just don't. Jonathan says, if we go down, we are left with the young lads. Everyone else will be gone on a fight 100%. But
do you think that's a bad thing, though?
No, I just don't want to go down.
Oh, my God. Why is my manager messaging me at this time of night on Teams?
I don't know.
I ain't looking at that.
Maybe left has also gone against us and hit the bar, hit the post, have free kicks go against us, etc. I don't mind 0-0 at half time, but I expect better second half. Agreed. The recourse mountain. Reset has replied to a few fans on Instagram. Doesn't reply to you, Rob. Get him. We'll have him on the Flower Hour Wednesday.
Yes, let's have him. I'm still waiting for CEO to reply to me.
Back spasms apparently might have kept. Yeah, I think that's why he come off the week before, wasn't it? 100%, John. And I'm not knocking mate Dave, not here to knock mate Dave, but 100%. But again, if he's managing his injuries, then, there's still 9 games to go. There's still 27 points to play for. So Yeah. Ashford has had back issues. The thing for me, right, is if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to start for me. That's what... diving off the blinking... it's been diving off the cupboard, hasn't he? But yeah, I'm always under the impression, right, if you're fit enough to go on the bench, you're fit enough to play 80, 90 minutes because you don't know what could happen. I suppose there's a bit of a luxury now that you're allowed so many on the bench, but who's to say in certain positions, if you're on the bench and you're nursing an injury, somebody goes off in the first 5-10 minutes, you've got to go on and play 80 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Ashford could be hopping on one leg and off for more than Matty. I'd rather have Gaza. Gaza interview about not joining Man U was a good watch. I've watched a few times.
Have I shared down the group yet?
No, you'll have to do it.
It's basically, I know this is Castle, but I'll give you a bit of a quick overview. Effectively, they talk about, why do you regret not signing for United and things like that? Would your career gone differently, X, Y, and Z? So he's gone, well, given that some of the players at the time, we had Canton karate kicking a fan. We had Rooney getting cozy with Grands. We had team legend Scholes sniffing his daughter's feet.
He's frozen. Rob's frozen.
With his in-laws, basically. Probably for the best he got frozen at that time, but...
he's freezing back and forth. I'll go through the comments when I wait for him to come back. Mansverk and Turnbull with Ruben ahead might be interesting, seeing as Robinson looks off the pace. We bought a $6.5 million striker in January, but we don't put the ball in, so it's questionable. We go down, we are struggling to survive financially, 100%. We have Salic and he has a relegation sellout clause, just typical. Guess we got Simic up top in League One. If we lose Salic, at least we get to see him. Let's remove Rob and add him back in. Matt, football media, science managers, players, minutes. So if a player can play 30 to 50 minutes, it's on the manager to start them or bring them on. He must not go over those minutes. You back in the room, Bet? No, he's freezing.
I've just changed. I'm changing my Wi-Fi over, and clearly I'm getting killed.
I'm sorry, but same happened with Rose a few weeks back. He was named on the bench but couldn't come on because he was injured. Plymouth game, I think it was, when Ramsey had to play. Yeah, he pulled his calf, didn't he, in the warm-up? But surely we got to have travelling reserve players for stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I was surprised to see Isaac Davis in that squad, to be honest. But obviously, he come through it, which is great, and it's great to see him back. In a Cardiff shirt, considering the amount of grief he's had with injuries and things over the years. But yes, it's tough times, buddy. But I think he's frozen again. But just want to echo something I said right at the beginning, is that we've all got to be in it together. We've all got to support players, managers, the team, and just get behind as much as we possibly can. So that's the big thing. If we take nothing else from tonight, is let's just all get behind them as much as we can. Get down there if you can get down there. If you can't, try and refrain from putting negative posts on social media. But again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, so I don't take any notice of negativity anyway, so balls to it all. Jonathan Davis says, basically Gaza said in that squad he thinks he would have fitted right in. Fergie wouldn't have sorted him out. Time for Lola to be given a chance again. Graham, you just reminded me, I ordered a Lola top for my boy about a week ago, and I don't think it's come back yet. Well, it hasn't, because he would have been wearing it day and night. So yeah, I ordered that over a week ago. I'll have to chase that up. Chase that up. Right, Rob is obviously having technical difficulties, guys. So we've got about 5 or 10 minutes left, I think. We start wrapping up. Be up early for work in the morning. Obviously, massive game on Saturday. They're all massive games now. They're all cup finals, and I think we've got to treat them all like cup finals. I just hope we go to Blackburn on Saturday. He's back in the room.
Ah, mate. Obviously, Vodafone doesn't like the fact that I said I'm leaving them because they've decided to cut my Wi-Fi, apparently. So,
nice.
Screw you, Vodafone.
Just talking about Blackburn, obviously, Saturday. A nice, well, probably be 4.5 hours in the car, I think. It's 6 hours on the bus, no doubt. So, no doubt our fans will travel in numbers again. I'm not going to Saturday's game. But, yeah, I just hope we turn up. I'm not worried about the performance. I couldn't give two sheets about the way we play, to be honest. It's just we need something from it, don't we?
Yeah,
I think we're at that stage of the season now where I couldn't give two hoots about if we play attractive football. We just need a result. We need points. Simple as that.
We've gone past that, mate. We're long gone past that now. It doesn't matter if it's obviously not for our heart's sakes, but 91st minute own goal from Grant Hanley, if he's still there, because I know he loves an own goal against us for Blackburn. Tim
Sherwood on goal.
Yeah, mate, you take it. Like, I don't care. Even if, like, Blackburn had 6 players sent off and the game got abandoned and we got forced with a 3-0 win, you take it. Like, at this stage, that's where we're at. I haven't checked. Have you looked at the to see who like Plymouth and stuff like that has got?
No, I think there's a comment in the chat there about, stay positive. We're not down yet. We are not relegated. Jamie goes to say we're not relegated. We are still in a better position than others.
Yeah,
and he's spot on, 100%. But the ball is in our hands. It's still in our hands, yeah. So I just think we need to remain as positive as we can be. I know it's difficult because we're all passionate and we want the team and the club to do well. Most people. There are some Karens out there, and no disrespect to anybody named Karen. I don't think we got any Karen followers in the group, but no doubt one will come out of the woodwork now after I've said that. So apologies if there's anybody called Karen. But I didn't make that thing up. That was something that's already been made up.
Question, actually, hang on 2 seconds. It's just got me thinking. It's not Karen. Where's the Viking lady gone?
Louise. I don't know. Not too sure.
Louise, you out there? Does anyone know where Louise is? Is she okay?
Quick question I wanted to ask before we start wrapping up, because I know we both up early for work in the morning.
Yeah,
what did you make of the social media? Have you seen the social media posts from Jay Bothroyd and Chopra over the last day or two?
Not seen Chopra's, mate. Seen Bothroyd's. He's scared Louise off. Seen Bothroyd's, and it's hard to argue with him, mate. I'm guessing Chopra's was quite similar, was it?
Yeah. I think Chopra's was more of like trying to get the fans to get to Cardiff and get behind the manager. I think Bothroyd's was probably a little bit more of a dig at the current playing squad then, that there's no fight or no spunk here type of thing. But I think Chopra's was more aimed at, trying to get everyone together to support. And, at the end of the day, that's what we got to do. But I know it's difficult.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ange, and I'll put this to you then. Bellamy, their interview, I know you don't follow Welsh football as much as myself, but Bellamy, their interview with Ramsey and things like that in mind, and he put it out there that the door is always open for camps for any ex-Welsh internationals, whether you've had 1 cap or 100 caps. If you think you can have an input on the squad, come on down to training, etc., and get involved, because it's for everyone who's affiliated, who loves the country, etc. to help. Now, what's to say then, and maybe I'm playing devil's advocate somewhat, but forthright chopper then, put your money where your mouth is and come down and help as well then. Have some form of input. If it's something you think you can do, they clearly love the club, there's no doubt about it. I've seen their posts on media and things like that over the years. I think we all know how much the boys, especially Bothroyd, I think, how much of an affiliation he has. Well, why not implement some of it? Like, share your wisdom, do something to help the club instead of just putting posts on social media and things like that. Have a direct input. Reach out to the manager. Have the manager reach out to him.
Is that something the club have looked into? And I've always thought like having an Ernie around, like he's been in management, and I'm not saying, but at the end of the day, the amount of goals he scored for us, to have him work alongside the likes of Isaac Davis, Kean Ashford,
100%,
it could only benefit us, couldn't it?
Yeah. Well, what harm is he going to do? Like, seriously, like, what harm is he going to do? And can you imagine, like, someone like Jay Bothroyd, who was a bigger man, but he could friggin' move. What a striker he was. Have him working with Sarge. I know Sarge has done very well since he's come in, but, how much better could he be if he had someone like him working with him? He probably won't waste his time with me. Jokes. But, like, do you know what I mean, though? Like, they can have this input, and, like, Chopra, how much input could he have on, like Ashford, or maybe not so much Robinson, because he's a bit long in the tooth now, I expect. But there's just so many of these ex-Cardiff pros who could offer so much, I think, and why not? Like, it happens in international level. I know for a fact it happens at rugby level when they do that sort of thing. So why not, like, tap into it? That's what I think personally, mate. But what do I know? I'm just a overweight, middle 30s guy from Flower.
Snap, but I'm 40s. You can't be far off the big 4-0 now, anyway, can you?
Nah, bruv, I've got 4 years, 3 years yet. Right,
this with four home games left, I believe, right? Jamie's put a comment in here, which I'll put up on the screen in a second. Sell those seats at home dirt cheap and support away fans financially for last games. I don't think season ticket holders would be offended. 100% agree with that. Obviously, oh shit, what have I done now?
What have we done?
I don't know. Exit full screen. 100%. I'd be happy if they give tickets away. I couldn't give two to being a season ticket. You'll have people whinging then about, we should have money off, this, that, and the other. Just get bums on seats. Let's fill the place up. Give the tickets away if we have to. Or, £1, or kids go free with a paying adult, something like that. Right. Just get numbers on seats. Let's just try and create some kind of atmosphere there, because, the players will thrive off it. The big thing for me is, I think, again, I said something before you come on. You look at the Pompey game 2 weeks ago, right? And you look at the atmosphere in that game compared to watching our midweek games. And I know the grounds are completely different. The fans are close to the pitch. It's more of an Ninian Park type of stadium, Pompey, isn't it? Where you're closer. Yeah. But that place was bouncing. It was packed to the rafters. Obviously, I don't know what it looks like on the telly because I go to the games, but it can't be pretty viewing watching games on the telly at the Cardiff City Stadium and seeing the amount of empty seats there.
No, mate. And like I said, unfortunately, I only caught maybe around a half hour of the game on Tuesday because of commitments and whatnot. But yeah, and I think they felt that the way that it's showed is probably showing where the most fans are as well, in fairness. So, I dread to think how scarce it is. And I do feel bad, mate, because, I'm on here and I know people have digs at people like myself for, having an input, should we say, when I'm not their games as much as what others are, but the reality is, mate, unfortunately,
Well, you've got other priorities. We've all got priorities and different things. I mean, and, if you could go to every game, you would. But unfortunately, everybody's life is different.
Absolutely, mate. I'm hoping my son gets the bug soon, and it might be cheaper.
50 quid, 50 odd quid for a kid's season ticket, but it's a bargain.
100% bargain. We'll carry me about. We'll carry me. I tell you.
And we are not here to slate anybody in that type of manner or anything. Like I said earlier as well, we're all entitled to our opinions, whether that's rightly or wrongly. I'm a big believer in there's a right way to say things and there's wrong ways to say things. And hopefully, when we do these shows, we come, we might be disappointed and we might say something sometimes that might, be, borderline type of thing. But I think you'll agree with me in the sense that we are here talking about Cardiff because we are passionate about Cardiff City Football Club and we want the team to do well. And, I'd never go on social media slating the manager, calling him all the names under the sun, the players. Yeah. Granted, they might not have great performances and, I think we're entitled to say that they haven't had a good performance. But I would never throw any of them under a bus type of thing and call them this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
I hope I haven't anyway, but...
No. Well, maybe mine last season was borderline with Josh Bowler, but that's a different story. I just knew
when he came on Tuesday night, I just knew he was going to have some kind of input in the game, and the winning goal come from was it a shot or a cross? I can't remember. But I just had my head in my hand as soon as he had the bloody ball, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Right, what we got coming up there, my friend? What we got coming up? So, Friday tomorrow, eh? I'm thrown now the days of the weeks. Friday, Simon is on to do probably the preview for the Blackburn game. Saturday night, I'm not sure if Rhys David Evans is joining me on Saturday because he's out in sunny Spain, coached up on... I'm not saying anymore. I'll leave that to everybody else to imagine. It's some Mexican burrito. But yeah, I'll be back Saturday night. I don't know if you would maybe about Saturday night. Yeah, I am. I think I'm about actually, mate. So I should be about. So if hopefully we can, we'll be back Saturday night then to discuss. Hopefully 3 points on the road against Blackburn. Obviously, I wanted to mention as well. Obviously, Plymouth won away. That's the first game they've won away from home this season. Last night. And I seen a stat earlier. Every single club in the Football League now, the 92 clubs, have all won away from home. And it took until last night for that to happen. That's bonkers stat, that is, I think. Oh, mate. That's a hell of a quiz question, that is, my friend. Yeah. But yes, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we haven't been too negative tonight. I think the biggest thing for me, I hope has come across tonight, is obviously that we're all passionate about Cardiff City. We all want the best for the players, the manager, the club. We're all fans. Me and Rob are here doing the show by the fans, for the fans. We love everything about the club. We love doing bits for Si, Cardiff City World and his podcast nation. That's why we are talking about what we talk about. Like I said, not everybody will agree with some of the things we say. And free as fine. Well, I should say. Yeah. He's not paying you yet. Is he? But yes, I did want to mention one thing that I've got coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think is March the 26th. I'm doing a podcast with a good friend of mine, Mr. Darren Thomas. He is... he runs a charity called Signposted Cymru. I love that. Signposted Cymru is a mental health charity that supports individuals struggling with their mental health. Gives you immediate intervention or intervention to and support to counsellors if you need support with your mental health. So I got that coming up now in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for some posts on social media. But yeah, I'll be talking about some of Darren's experiences and why he's gone into setting up the charity thing. So I'm looking forward to that, really, because I know you've been open in the past. You've had your struggles. I've had my struggles, and I've had conversations with Darren when I was going in through a rough time type of thing. So it'd be good to get him on. He can share his story and talk a little bit about his charity and the great work he does, to help so many people in our communities. Really, it's a Welsh-based organisation, and it covers everywhere. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But that'll be something to look forward to. It'll be good. Ex-soldier, rugby boy more than football, I think. But I know he does take his boy down to watch Cardiff City, so it'll be interesting. And yeah, looking forward to that. Guys.
Is that on Patreon, Angel? Is that on Cardiff City World?
No, I think that's going to be on his Podcast Nation, mate. So it's not going to be on Cardiff City World. It will be available for all to watch, I believe. Just got to dot some I's and cross some T's with boss man, Mr. Simon Willis, and get some things created. And then we'll get it shared on our social media. But hopefully it'll be for Wednesday, the 26th of March, 9 p.m. Me and Darren Thomas. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Obviously, don't forget as well, Loovens tickets. There can't be many left, shoot to God now.
No, I don't think
Are we a month? We're still a month away.
Just about 6 weeks, I think. 25th of April, I think. It'll come around
so early in advance, like it does my nothing.
Sorry, I think we'll have to go down early. We'll have to make. I'll have a chat with Jordan Barrett. Some of the photos he puts on with the food that's available down there as well. We've got to get down there early, I think.
Oh, and I can pick up my card then as well. I've got my discount card, so bang! I got my membership card sorted.
Guys, that's all I will ask. If you tuned in for the first time tonight, if you can hit that subscribe button on the YouTube for us, it'll be fantastic. If you do want to become a member of Cardiff City World, you do have access to behind-the-scenes info and member shows and things. You also have early access to tickets for the live events. Any support is really appreciated. It allows site to keep creating content 7 days a week. Would really help us if you can share anything, etc. Also, after me and Rob has finished live, if you can go into the comments and put your predictions for Saturday, what the result is going to be. I can see Vincent and just put his prediction in now. But if you can wait until we finish going live, that would be great. Yes. But thanks for tuning in, Rob. Cheers for joining me, buddy. I shall see you on Sunday. Grassroots football. Happy days. Let's have it.
Up a flower.
No start. Pub. Up a flower.